Okay, so let's look at some example problems for just some basic probability. So here we go. So the first question is, on some football teams, the honor of calling the toss at the beginning of a football game is determined by just randomly picking a player. Suppose that this week a member of the offensive team will call the toss. So there are 5 interior linemen on the 11-player offensive team. We want to define L as the event that an interior lineman is selected to call the toss. So what we need to figure out is that, so L is going to be a lineman is picked. So we need to also know what our sample size is. So our sample, our total size, that's going to be 11. There are 11 offensive players. So what we need to know is that the probability that L occurs is going to be the total favorable outcomes to L. So how many outcomes for L are there? Well, there are 5 linemen. And we need to divide by the total number of offensive players. So there's going to be 11 players. So this probability is 5 11ths. So 5 out of every 11 random selections should result in a lineman being taken. So this is pretty simple. We just do the outcomes favorable divided by the total number of possibilities. So that is it. You don't need to convert this to a decimal or anything. Just leave it like this. This is perfect. Now, when we're working with probabilities, there's different types of events that we could kind of encounter. And you just want to make sure that we're doing all our math correctly. So at a particular car lot, the percentage of sales are this, right? The percentage of Hondas that are sold. So Hondas account for about 25% of the total sales. Nissan's about 18% and Toyota about 14%. So we want to look at how do we work with these. Well, one thing that is true is that I can't buy a Honda that is also a Nissan. So these are completely disjoint groups. So if I wanted to look at the probability, for example, that I had a Honda or a Nissan, that's the probability of a Honda plus the probability of a Nissan. So this is 0.25 plus 0.18, which equals 0.43, so 43%. So 43% of the time I'm getting a Honda or a Nissan. Not very complicated. We could do that with all sorts of these. Now, what if we looked at something like the probability that I'm not getting a Honda? Well, the way we do this is that we say, okay, well, instead of thinking about all the options other than Honda, because we obviously can see Nissan and Toyota, that we're obviously missing some. So what we do is we say, well, take every car sold, which accounts for 100%, and we're going to subtract away the percentage of Hondas that we sell, which is 0.25. So we end up with this number, 0.75, which that's what we call the complement of 1/4. So we get 75% of the cars sold are not Hondas. Now, any kind of combination that we want to do based on these numbers is fine. We just need to make sure that we don't have any overlap in our probabilities. And we'll learn how to look for that in the next couple sections.